Okay, so let's start this YouTube thing. I'm Lisa. I'm 23 years old, graduate student in political science at Duke University, and today I wanted to start this my YouTube series thing with a question that I think is very very important, and it's also pretty misunderstood out there, and it is basically, when did political science begin, what it is, what does it try to answer, right? So be very serious. And usually, when, because there is a lot of misunderstanding out there, I can tell you, uh, so so usually when you ask this question, there is one stream of thought of people who say, political science is this subject that is as old as civilization. So it started in ancient Greece, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and they are the first political scientists, basically. And this is just wrong. This is wrong. They are not political scientists. They are political philosophers. and and I don't know why I'm laughing. I just think this YouTube thing is super cringy. And so these are political philosophers, and it's important to keep in mind what are the questions that political philosophers pose. So Plato, Aristotle, Socrates in um, were all interested in understanding what is the best form of government that will lead us as members of the police, not the police, but the police, to happiness, to the truth. Truth coincided with happiness. So they were asking what is the best form of government, what is the best way we should organize a society in order to achieve happiness, in order to achieve the truth. How should society be organized? What should be the roles of people? Should they be divided? Is there someone who is more who is better if he is like the ruler? Who is the best ruler? Is there someone who is a better soldier than someone else? So these are all the kinds of questions that they were asking. How can we organize our society? How can we define the virtues of our society so that we will achieve happiness? And why this is political philosophy instead of political science? Political science we will see later. But the fact that here we have politics mixed with philosophy means that these people, these philosophers, were interested in normative judgments, in normative implications of their theory. They applied morality to the study of politics. They applied morality to the study of the best, the perfect policy. So we have here morality is inside politics, or better, morality determines politics. So the virtues that we want to pursue should be the virtues that we want to pursue um, should be reflected in the type of government that we will end up. So this is important. Political philosophers are concerned with morality, are concerned with normative implications. They are concerned with philosophy. Not both politics and philosophy are Greek words, of course, as every word, as any word. Second, other people more sophisticated may have told you that, the first political scientist or the father of political science is Machiavelli, which is fine. It's better than answering with Plato and Aristotle. It's better, but still, uh, he's not really. Still, Machiavelli could be considered still a political philosopher. So what Machiavelli did, and that for being considered the father of political science, is that he separated morality from the state or from politics. In The Prince, he said the prince can be in a sort of sense above morality. There is a reason of a state. There is a reason of a state for which the prince or politicians can do something that is immoral. The prince, the state, whoever is into politics, whoever is into politics, um, is not to be expected according to the common morality. So the state politics, the prince is above morality, has a different morality. And this different morality allows him, the prince in this case, to use violence, to coerce people, to invade other countries. And this is this is something that the common citizen cannot do, right? We expect instead, Machiavelli said, we expect the common citizen to be a kind citizen, to be devoted to the prince, right? And so Machiavelli did this very great advance from political philosophers, and said these two things: politics and morality, normative implication, the idea of justice are different, and we should keep them separated. So as I was saying, still we are not really in political science here, and today Machiavelli is studied in political philosophy, and political science is something different. We had to wait until the Second World War and the Cold War for really having a formulation of what is political science today. And this formulation and elaboration of political science came with these four people: Kenneth Arrow, Duncan Black, Anthony Downs, and William Riker. We are in the 1950 on, and those people are all trained economists, and they were interested in answering the following question. So they realized that we as voters, as individuals, as citizens, we have very different ways, right, to understand how the political world works. And also, we have different ideologies, but we have very different preferences, and basically on everything. You will probably disagree with me on economics. You will probably disagree with me with individual rights or natural rights, or what the state should or should not do. And so they and so they realize that people, we are so many voters, and as voters we have so many different preferences, right? And how is it possible, how on earth is it possible that we finally end up with having a preference of the society? How is it possible that starting from so many different individual preferences, we have one party that wins? We have one decision on economics. We have one decision on civic rights, or I don't know, and we have one decision on foreign policy. How is it possible that starting from infinite, I would say, individual preferences, we end up with just one party? We end up with just one preference, for example, over economics. So were studying, and they were studying the process of aggregation of preferences. So they were saying, okay, so given that we have this starting point and we have these final outcomes, what comes in the middle? And this is crucial. This is crucial. And they realized that in the middle is not, and they realized that in the middle is not just about the voting process, the procedure, or uh, or it's not just about democracy, authoritarianism, totalitarianism, or whatever. In the middle, there are institutions, and institutions are I would say anything, everything is an institution today for institutionalists. But institutions are, for example, courts, political parties are institutions themselves. Norms, informal norms, ways of behavior, religion, customs, habits. There are so many things in the middle which affect the final outcome that political scientists today are studying what are those things in the middle, how what are the all the variables that affect the final outcome. So the idea is that we have a problem. We do not understand how it is possible that we are starting from so many individual preferences and that we are ending up um, with a social preference. What's in the middle? And basically, we understand that in the middle there are so many things that we cannot really say that the final decision, the social outcome, is a reflection of the will of the people. Maybe it's a reflection of the will of the majority, but it's for sure they say it is not a reflection of the will of the people. This is crucial. So the final outcome is a matter of a lot of variables, but it doesn't reflect the preferences of the so-called society. It doesn't reflect the public interest, so-called. And so this is contemporary political science. They're asking, we're starting from so many different individual preferences, how it is possible that we end up just with one preference. So what's in the middle, right? They have no normative implication on what does the social the final outcome mean. They have no, yeah, there's no morality in that. They are studying what's in the middle, right? And so on this note, I think something is clearer. I think that you can really argue against the political philosophy argument. um, you can argue against the Machiavelli argument, and this is, I mean, this is political science today, and these people are just geniuses. And you will hear about them more in the future videos. But yeah, so they are, I would say those three are precursors, pioneers, and William Riker is really the initiator of political science. And that's it. I mean, that's it, and we'll see in the next video YouTube thing.